Okay. Let's fix all this stuff. Alright. Another day. See how this goes. So we're at. So much depends on reputation. I think this is the one. Let's see. In the social realm, appearances are the barometer of almost all judgments, and you must never be misled into believing otherwise. One false slip, one awkward or sudden change in your appearance can prove disastrous. This is the reason for the supreme importance of making and maintaining a reputation that is of your own creation. That reputation will protect you in the dangerous game of appearances, distracting the probing eyes of others from knowing what you are really like, and giving you a degree of control over how the world judges you, a powerful position to be in. Reputation has a power like magic. With one stroke of its wand, it can double your strength. It could also send people scurrying away from you. Whether the exact same deed appears brilliant or dreadful can depend entirely on the reputation of the doer. Reputation, therefore, is a treasure to be carefully collected and hoarded, especially when you're first establishing it. You must protect strictly, anticipating all attacks on it. Once it is solid, do not let yourself get angry or defensive at the slanderous comments of your enemies. That reveals insecurity, not confidence in your reputation. Take the high road instead, and never appear desperate in your self-defense. Daily law, reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked from all sides. Never let others define it for you. That's from the 48 Laws of Power. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I can only imagine what my reputation is. Stay away from that guy. He's crazy. That's all right. That's how you weed out. What is it? Separate the wheat from the chaff. Chaff. I don't know what that saying means. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when you hear about people, it could do one of two things. It could either attract you to them, or it could repel. That's the law of polarity, if you want to take it that way, from the Hermetic principles. If somebody's reputation seems attractive, then you are attracted to them. You want to be around them. Or it could do the opposite. You could find them repulsive. Like, ugh, I don't want to have anything to do with this person. Which again makes me laugh about how people might see me. I come up with so much crazy stuff, and I'm constantly telling people stuff like this, so I don't know. Sometimes I tell people stuff and it's like, oh, wow. So I don't know, maybe I'm not as repulsive as my nuttiness might make it seem. But to be honest, I'm like, my mind is on such a different level of, like, I don't, the things that I take to be important in life have little to do with how the humans think of me. Like, I don't know if you want to call it God or, the creator. But my mind tends to be so much more focused on whatever that is. My mind tends to be focused on how God thinks of me rather than the people. This guy parked backwards at the curb. Pretty sure you can get a ticket for that. You'll find out today. Let me see what my reputation be. Talkative. I'm tinfoil hat minded. I don't know. I'm curious about the world. Curious enough to, I'd say I'm curious enough to ponder ideas I don't necessarily agree with. I'm open-minded, I guess I could say. I'm open to contemplate thoughts that don't align with how I think. I think that's important, though. I think that's a good thing. But who knows? Other than that, again, not too much on my mind. There's even a saying about reputation. Did I already say that? Their reputation precedes them. I guess that means like your reputation goes out into the world before you do. People hear about you before they meet you. I think that's what that means. It's kind of like what I said. Alright, we're jumping on the freeway. It probably bugged the heck out of people at work. All my informational shenanigans. Other than that, I was like, let me see what else is happening. I was talking to my father about the Iran thing. That's just how I would talk to anybody about it. Just giving my thoughts on what I hear. And from what I hear, from what I understand, the whole thing kind of sounds like America didn't come out looking too good out of this whole exchange with Iran. And this is just my opinion. It's just how I see it, and so I'm just talking about it to fill time while I drive. So from what I understand, there's like a 10-point plan in place, all these different bullet points as to what the deal should entail. And this is all, I guess, just the idea being flown out there. It's like, I guess it's nothing in stone, but still, from what I read, it's like, I mean, for every one of those points, it sounds like Iran's the one that like came out on top. And they even called it, like, even if you wanted like just the wording alone from like the headlines, it's like Iran's 10-point peace deal or whatever. And from my dad's perspective, he's super Trump supporter, super that side, just big fan of Trump. Let's just say it that way, without using that retarded acronym, because I'm tired of hearing that word. But he's like saying that, like, in his mind, like, this is all Trump that made made this deal happen. And I'm like, but if that's true, I don't think that's true. I think Iran was the one that was really calling the shots on all this, because it's like we have to pay. Because the whole dispute was over that stupid shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz. That's what it's called. And prior to all this stupid drama, everybody that went through there was the rules were based on like global shipping and trade route laws and norms, which means anybody could free of charge, move their vessels through that strait to ship goods back and forth. So now, any ship that moves through that strait has to pay Iran $2 million. That's just one of the points of that 10-point peace deal. I was just telling my dad, I'm like, that doesn't seem like, if Trump is the one calling the shots, right, and America came out on top, that doesn't seem very good. Especially, that's not a good look for America. And then my dad was trying to say, well, we don't use that strait anyways. I'm like, yeah, but the rest of the world does over there. I'm like, and now they have to pay $2 million after this great Trump deal. I was like, how does that make us look any better to the rest of the world? Now we're costing them money. Doesn't make any sense. This is the logic behind your thinking doesn't make any sense. But this is how people who are like die-hard Trump supporters think. Like, he can do no wrong. And I just think it has to do with the kind of how they reported this whole deal. Because even if I even asked AI, just out of curiosity, I asked AI, does Iran have significantly more control over the Strait of Hormuz now than prior to the recent hostilities with America? And I said, yes, Iran has significantly more control over the strait. And then it started giving me all these bullet point lists of the different ways that Iran has even more control. And I'm like, this doesn't sound like Trump did anything. I think Iran called all the shots. And on top of having to pay $2 million per vessel that moves through there, it's like everything that we destroyed, now we have to rebuild. And I was like, what kind of win is it where the winner has to pay the loser for destroying all their stuff? Like, this doesn't sound like a win to me. I don't know, maybe there's rules to war that I'm not familiar with, but again, in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's probably just, corporations are loving that. Now all these big multinational conglomerates can go in with their humanitarian aid and build all this stuff. They're getting paid because it's all subsidized through government money somehow. It's normally how it goes. Corporations never do anything terribly out of their own. They just slap their name on it and use government money to do it. That's normally kind of how it works. But yeah, it's just a little conversation I was having with my dad. It just didn't make any sense. He was telling me Trump's playing chess. I thought that was funny. I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but these moves don't look very favorable, especially for the rest of the world. That $2 million, going from being free, imagine this freeway I'm driving now, every day it was free going to work. But now because of some, local regional conflict, now I have to pay like $100 every time. It's something like that. I'm like, that I had nothing to do with this. Why do I have to pay? Kind of like how it is now. And I think it's hilarious because our greatest ally over there in that region still bombing the heck out of everybody. Thanks, guys. With friends like that, who needs enemies? Just a bunch of nonsense. Something to talk about. Ooh, that motorcycle has nice looking lights. That's cool. But anyways, and then my girlfriend thinks I'm like arguing with him. I'm not arguing. I'm just that's kind of how a back and forth of different opinions goes. Not even debating. I'm just telling him what I think. Not telling him he's wrong necessarily. But in conversations like this, is media, informational, the information streams that come out of media. There's certain things that don't always get reported. I mean, COVID's the perfect example for that. All the things I heard about that, no one heard about all. Now it's just common knowledge. Oh, we always knew. No, you didn't. Everybody so easily forgets. Memory hold. That's what it's called, I think. I've heard people use that term. It gets memory hold. The news cycle flips around so quick. It gets buried fast. Everything. Oh, it's funny too. And then I came across, I think it was my woman that showed me. Because my dad was talking about Trump playing chess. It turns out that the word checkmate, I believe, the origin of that term is, ironically, if I'm correct, damn it, I should have looked at the screenshot I took. But I may be wrong, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think, if I'm correct, that the term checkmate is like a Middle Eastern term, if not Iranian itself, which means something like the king is trapped or the king is fallen or something like that. I think it means the king is fallen. Checkmate. Like there's no way out. And ironically, I kind of maybe the position that Trump is in right now, even though obviously he won't make it sound like that. He's the consummate winner. Oh, this dude, Chris Sky, it's hilarious. If anybody doesn't know about Chris Sky, look him up. He's got the best commentary and all this stuff. He's the most sarcastic person in the world. It's just hilarious. This is just all entertainment to me. I don't take any of this stuff serious anyways, all the politics and geopolitical things. It's just entertaining for me. It's like an exciting soap opera in the real world. And this is the equivalent of those soap operas where the people are like, some husband was unfaithful to their wife, or however those soap opera dramas go. This is the soap opera drama for me. I just think it's fun. That's just probably the little black pill that's firmly in place now. Whatever. Oh, I'm actually trying also, separate topic. I put my mic in a different spot to see, because normally it's down here like in the middle of my chest, hooked onto my sweatshirt. Today, I put it over here on the side of my hood. See the little green light? I put it on the side of my hood to see if the audio is any different, if it picks it up any better. I think tomorrow I'll put it kind of on the same area, but on a different side. See what it does. That's really what all these videos are, anyways. I'm not trying to create any kind of like persona with the things I talk about. I just, whatever I happen to see or hear or whatever I'm talking about. I'm just working on being able to fill some airtime with some slightly entertaining things that people might want to hear. That's all. If I was still working at the original manufacturing place I was for pacemakers, I would have got off right there. My whole journey to work would have been this long. It's called Abbott now. To be honest, I shoot out my resume over there just to see what happens. Never hurts. Doesn't mean I have to leave where I am now. Although I do like the idea of what I do here at my current job better. Like the idea, it seems like more of a miracle to give somebody their hearing back and to see them hear like significantly better, if not for the first time, in those videos that they show us. Rather than, that place makes pacemakers. And yeah, that's a worthy product also. You're helping sustain somebody's life. And I guess in and of itself, that's a miracle of sorts too. Or also. But it's something about seeing like a little kid who gets one of these cochlear implants. And they show us these activation videos, like their whole face lights up when they hear something. That's a kind of an amazing thing to see. So it's almost worth it coming way out here. But again, the world revolves around money. And I need more of it, even if it means cutting my travel time in half and saving gas money. This literally takes like 15 minutes to get to this other place. I mean, I marked it. I don't know how far into the video I am, but I marked it when I said it, so I'll see when I listen to this how far into the video I was when I passed. But yeah, that's about it. Really, these videos are kind of inspired by Adam the Woo, rest in peace. Great, like daily vlogger. Just showed average day, average guy things. I really liked how he did it. My woman was the one that discovered him. I knew nothing about him. But just his personality, his demeanor, just seemed like a very kind and caring person. Probably much more than me. Got this little demon in me, it's a little black pill demon in me that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm sure the podcasts I listen to don't help. At least some of them. Probably most of them. Probably most all of them. Now, to be honest, it's probably my whole life that's not helpful. I've had experiences that have just thrown everything into question. Like even just reality itself. And that's when I start delving into simulation theory. The whole memory event and that crazy, still want to say it's a dream, but It wasn't a dream because I woke up with physical effects from it. It was just very strange, that whole experience. And then the synchronistic event having built Caesar Milan's place and then journeying back there through a very circuitous route. Just very, what are the chances? That kind of thing. So everything in my mind is like very mystically based. But to be honest, I don't know what else to talk about really in these videos. Other than that, my life's really, really simple. I have a very simple life, nothing exciting going on. I prefer it that way. I don't need any more excitement in my life. I need calm, tranquility. The inside of my head's chaotic enough. I don't need any more chaos. My external world needs to be as calm as possible. Yeah, probably the only healthy interest I have is dogs. I should probably just pour all my focus into that. I'm trying to build some sort of training program for new dog owners. We'll see what happens. See how much longer this trip is? I can't wait to see how long that other facility is. Just out of curiosity. It is a nice pleasant drive coming out here though, man. That guy is hauling ass. That's crazy. I guess that's what it looks like when I'm out of control. I have a little, man, a lead foot sometimes. Not anymore. Not in my new car. It was a moment where I was borrowing a car from my dad. That thing was smaller than this. It literally felt like a little go-kart because it was so light. This is a little cheaper, kind of lower quality. Let's just say that. Lower quality make and model. Definitely didn't feel like it's solid. And this car even feels heavier. I guess that's why they put a V6 in this one. And this thing can really move. I've had to step on it a couple times just to get away from like these pockets of traffic. Every once in a while, I'll have to do that. I feel like I get anxiety being crowded by all these cars, and if I see a little hole in an opening to some open space, I'll move into it. But I have to be assertive about it. So I've kind of felt how this car could move, and it could take off. But anyways, yeah, I have a little speed demon. I have a lot of little demons that I'm trying to vanquish. Oh, always with the lane closures. Always closing lanes and nothing ever getting done. back open. No, I don't want to know. Something on the other side of the freeway happened. Maybe it's just some road work. There's cops, lanes closed, and things happening. Not my business. Well, that was my journey to work today. I have no idea what I said. I don't know. Talked about my dad, talked about the world, talked about reputation. That's what the daily page was. Guard your reputation. Or cultivate it wisely. How about that? Be careful what you say and who you say it to and how you say it, because that's all part of building your reputation. That's probably best advice I can give. I can't say I take that advice, but that's probably would be a wise course of action. Be mindful of your reputation. I wonder what people would describe my, reputation as. Like what I'm known for. Like I said, that's definitely probably some just silliness. Like, crazy would probably be a word people would use. He's crazy. I don't know what to say. That's probably it. He's crazy, steer clear from him. Whatever. And scene. All right. That's the end of this one. Made it here alive. Everybody have a great day. Go to work.